Hello everyone, my name's Seth, I'm Botanist Cool, and today we are painting a young copper dragon. If you enjoy my mini painting videos, like, subscribe, all that cool stuff, let's get right on into it, and thank you very much for all of your support. So, in this video, we are going to do some base painting on this miniature. We're going to use paints from the Army Painter D&D collab, which include Dwarven Bronze, Silver Dragon, Shadow Wash, Dungeon Stone, Matte White, and Matte Black for anything like dry brushing or some extra tinting, yada yada. And that's really about it. Honestly, it's only about 4 or 5 colors, and it's a pretty simple paint. However, just like the silver one from last week, we're going to be revisiting this a few times, specifically because when I look at the actual picture on D&D Beyond, I see a lot of really interesting turquoise like oxidation on the wings. As you guys know, copper can actually oxidize into green or blue mineral. That's why the Statue of Liberty is green, even though, you know, it's brass or whatever it is on the bottom, or copper, whatever it is. It oxidizes. It's basically rusting. And the same thing happens with these metallic dragons. And it's really cool to kind of see it on there. And I'm going to be very slowly adding in those details into this mini. And I'm really excited to do that. I'm not going to be adding too much into it because as it gets older, it gets more oxidized, but it's young now. So I'm gonna be adding like tints of it at the edges of the wings, towards the edges of its tail, that kind of thing. I'm not gonna be doing too much of that, but I'm excited to get that done. And I'm excited that I really got to, again, just experiment with metallic paints. I did learn something in this stream as well. One of our viewers was saying, hey, be careful with metallic paints on your sponge for the for the wet palette, because the metal could actually go through the paper and damage the sponge itself. So I'm gonna be a little careful with that in the future, that's for sure. Overall, the painting was very easy, very like simple, straightforward, and honestly a lot of fun as per normal. I had a hard time seeing the eyes on this sucker, I'm not gonna lie, so that's gonna be fun when I get there. It's a great painting, and again, I just really love the differentiation between the chest colors and the actual colors for the body. And I actually tried to paint a copper wormling a little while ago, but I didn't have copper, I only had bronze. I actually have 2 bronze wormlings, and I think I'll repaint 1 copper later on. Anyways, back onto this young copper dragon. It has an armor class of 17, 119 hit points, and it can fly, as always, 80 feet. And it actually does a lot of climbing too, unlike the silver dragon. It has a very high intelligence, constitution, strength, dexterity, wisdom, and charisma. While it doesn't go as high as the silver dragon did, it has a lot more well-rounded stats. It also has, you know, skills in deception, what have you. It's immune to acid damage, and then those common and draconic. This is a challenge rating 7, so we're talking like probably a party that is not as high as the silver dragon party. But again, I haven't had anyone fight a dragon before. I play D&D all the time, and yet I'll be honest, I very rarely use dungeons and or dragons. It's just one of those things that I seldom ever do, and I probably should use them a little more often. Usually I'll use dragons as a storytelling mechanic rather than an actual enemy. And oh, again, I don't really follow the whole metallic, chromatic, evil, good thing either. I just make whatever dragon evil or good or any alignment that I want to. These guys have 3 multi-attacks, which include a bite attack that does 2d10 plus 4 piercing damage, or 15 on average. 2 claw attacks, which is 2d6 plus 4, or 11 damage on average. An acid breath of a DC 14, taking an average of 40 damage, or 9d8 acid damage. And slowing breath, which is basically slows you. Its speed is halved, and it cannot make more than 1 action on its turn. That is a wild breath attack, and I think that is a really cool one that introduces consequences that aren't just damage to your party. There's a lot of consequences that are just simply damage and damage related. This slowing breath actually provides a very unique consequence, and the fact that you're once again slowed and you only have 1 action. You can only move or attack, you only move or do a spell, you can only attack or yada yada. So you're very limited on that, and I love it when a move, a breath attack, or some kind of action limits the action economy of an enemy or a player, because that's always a very unique and interesting consequence that isn't always focused on when playing D&D in my personal experience. So I love seeing that kind of stuff. It is always refreshing and really cool. That's why sometimes I like to do temporary ability point damage to the dismay of all of my players. Other than that, it's Young Copper Dragon. I still want the adult dragon model because it's on sale for like $250 at the WizKids store, and it's just like, well, five models are on sale at the WizKids store for $250, which usually they're $80 each, which would be like around $400 some odd. No, they're about 40% off right now. And I'm just like, I want it. Anyways, guys, I ranted on a little bit about it. The painting was fun, nice and simple, really enjoyable. And hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, all that cool stuff. I have links to my Throne and Ko-Fi down below if you want to fund the Dragon Fund or buy me any minis, yada yada. And thank you very much for hanging out with me today. I hope you had a good one. Y'all stay safe, stay Botanist Cool, and I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.